two books now, and these are important books. The first is the Catalogue Raisonné of all of Tarkay's serigraphs. Now, Catalogue Raisonné is a book that documents all the work by a particular artist in particular media. And this book was 10 years in production. So all of the serigraphs of Tarkay, every serigraph Tarkay produced in his illustrious career is in this book and documented for posterity. Now, the importance of this is this book is now a reference book for the entire world for Tarkay's serigraphs. And he was one of the great serigraphers. He worked for, decades and decades in Israel, the prestigious studio there, same studio where Igor Medvedev worked. You saw that beautiful serigraph of Medvedev. Now, this book will be in the collection of all sorts of institutions, galleries, of course, museums, auction houses, collectors, of course, will have the book. Universities, art schools, colleges, where anyone who wants to research Tarkay's work. And the reason I'm emphasizing this book is going to reinvigorate the interest in Tarkay. There's no question about that. When people now have this document of all Tarkay's imagery, they see the breadth of his production as a serigrapher. It's going to really reinvigorate that. So this is a marvelous time to collect Tarkay if someone is interested. The second book is the archival collection of Park West Gallery. And this is a book that also is something like 20 years in the making, because we've been archiving his work now really for close to 40 years. And so here is this beautiful image, the archival paintings on canvas by Tarkay. It starts back in the 80s and goes all the way through. You got all of his variation paintings as well. You can see how he, working in different concepts and ideas in his paintings. Really wonderfully executed. And everything that's remaining in the Park West archives is, again, in this magnificent book. And we're going to include a copy of both books, actually, if anyone collects one of the paintings I'm about to show you. And here's what's really cool. If you're interested in doing this, what we'll do is, if you collect one of these two paintings, I'm going to make available at these terrific prices, we're going to put your painting on the cover of the book. So you will have this book in your library. You can put it on your coffee table right underneath your painting hanging on the wall, and your painting will be on the cover of the catalog of Tarkay's archival paintings from the Park West collection. How cool is that? That's pretty exciting. We can do that now because everything's print on demand. We don't print the books and store them. We print them, as we need them. So we have the ability now with the technology that's available. Same thing that all book publishers are doing now. You print on demand, so you don't have to print books and store them and put them on shelves. So that's going to be made available to anyone who collects one of these paintings. Let's take a look now. Let's dig in, take a peek at these paintings. So we have the Rachelle and Naomi, and this is just a beautiful painting. It's going to start at only $43,200. 43.2. This is a man who was one of the greatest painters of the turn of the century. His legacy, it will be forever. It's indelible. He was so influential, bringing back figurative art into the mainstream. So many artists influenced by Tarkay. He was a master colorist. Look at these earthy tones, these taupes and greens and olive tonalities set off against the bright colorations. I mean, amazing color. When you look at the juxtaposition of color in his compositions, he was just brilliant. Look at this violet coming up against the black, purples, this gorgeous yellow, this beautiful red in the background, the soft blues, the two blues, the red balancing here, the faces of the women, the flowers. Then you have a little landscape in the distance, the gradation of color across the composition. Just spectacular original painting by Tarkay from 2006, 16-year-old painting from the Park West archives. Definitive painting by Tarkay. A couple more things to just point out real quickly. He was an artist who was formally oriented. By that I mean he was all about the composition of the painting, the color relationships, the juxtapositions, the shapes, the forms, the way the eye moves through the work of art, the rhyming elements, the shape of the trees, the shape of the hair, the shapes of the leaves, the shape of the dresses, all those elements unifying the work of art, bringing it together in a cohesive way. And so he welcomed you to read messages into his work, but he was about the rigorousness of the composition, the structure, the lucidity of the composition in his work. And that's what makes his work so powerful. The influence of Toulouse-Lautrec, of course, Matisse in terms of color, Picasso in terms of the pictorial space, which is very cubistic. It's floating in different elements, doesn't have a true pictorial space. All those elements go into the language of Tarkay, which again is indelible, and you never need to look for a signature in a Tarkay painting to know it's a Tarkay painting. He was so unique in his work and so original in his work, and yet reaching back into our history as all the great artists have done, and bringing it forward to create his own pictorial language, his own pictorial iconography, if you will. Stunning painting from 2006, 43,000. You go to the next one, which is called Sophia Relaxes. And this painting, again, just beautiful. Look at the colors in this painting, ladies and gentlemen. Also, 2006, 16-year-old archival painting. Here's where Tarkay's beginning to work with metallics. He's working with this metallic ink, a gold and a silver in the element, outlining the flowers as well in the composition with that. And look at from the black into this really beautiful earthy tone into the pastels. That gradation of color is amazing. Gorgeous composition, flowing the eye down through the work of art. You got the rhythms of the stripes in the background, the rhyming elements of the flowers all through the work of art, and that fabulous sense of color in the composition. Only 27,000. 28 by 22 canvas at 27,000. That is a steal for a Tarkay painting. You're going to get $10,000. We're not featuring Tarkay this weekend, but we're opening up the whole catalog for the promotion.
That's the name of the game right there.
You got $10,000 plus 20%. So we're going to give you over $15,000. Is that right? 20%? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Back for the painting you collected. And you get an original Tarkay painting. Absolutely extraordinary. Any bids on the painting at $27,000? Two beautiful Tarkay paintings available for you to check out. Any bids on the Tarkay painting at 27? Okay, let us know. I want to get those up on camera and recommend them to you folks. These are amongst the most beautiful paintings in our collection right now, and great opportunity for collectors, the great Itzchak Tarkay.
Some great recommendations there. Let's get back into the world of Daniel Wall. Check out this amazing painting of an octopus, 30 by 30.
Wow.
Look at that.